In an attempt to resurrect the dead, Angie is killed. During a seance to search for answers, Tanko is killed. Are the two related? The third trial begins. Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. Last time we lost another one of the best girl brigade in Tanko Chapashira. Today we start the trial, but first let's go over them there truth bullets. Victim is Angie. Body was discovered in the Ultimate Arts Research Lab. Time of death approximately 2 a.m. Victim was killed with a fatal stab wound to the torso, and there were lacerations on her forehead. Second victim is Tanko Chapashira. Victim's body was discovered in a vacant room on the 4th floor. Estimated time of death 11 a.m. Stabbed in the back of her neck, resulting in death. No other injuries were detected. The art lab's back door has a sliding lock, and it can move with just the slightest touch. Something gold and shiny was, in fact, on the handle. The art lab's front door has a cylindrical lock, and the only key to unlock it from the outside was swallowed by Monodum. And the door was locked. Kokichi opened it by lockpicking. And yeah, we know that Kokichi has lockpicking skills. Tsumugi said that Angie locked herself in the Ultimate Artist Lab since yesterday working on the ritual, and she would not unlock the door unless a student council member asked her to. And the student council members include Gonta, Kibo, Himiko, Tanko, and Tsumugi. The effigies were hung upside down for the resurrection ritual. I don't recall seeing that in the Necronomicon, but okay, whatever. There are exact replicas of Rantaro, Kaede, Ryoma, and Kirumi. They were hung upside down from the ceiling beams. Gold leaf katana. It was stabbed into the hung Kaede effigy, and the gold on it easily comes off. It was taken from the Ultimate Anthropologist lab. Only the sheath was left in there. We got the Necronomicon. It was prepared as a motive for the resurrection ritual. It talks about how to go about going through with the ritual. And there we go. Forehead injury. Considering the laceration, the injury on the victim's forehead was not bleeding as much as it should. Bloody duct tape. Bloody pieces of duct tape were stuck to Angie's hair. The blood had already been dried. Blood was flowing from the back of Angie's neck, created a pool. The caged child. It's a seance ritual that involves a cage, a white sheet, and the statue of the dog god. There's the song that you have to sing. Kibo's flashlight function. Almost misread that as flashlight. That would not be good. A function that Miyu had added to Kibo. He can emit a blinding light from his eyes. There was a sound during the seance. It was a thunk. The dog statue weighs about 175 pounds. Shuichi, Kokichi, Kyo, and Himiko had to lift it together. The white sheet that was over the iron cage during the seance, it's thick, you can't see through it, and there was blood around the middle of the sheet, but no hole in the fabric. Hole in the corner. There's a hole in the corner of the room the seance was held in, space under the floor so you can see what was dropped there. There's also similar holes in every other room. Magic circle Correcchio drew. Magic circle that was drawn with salt, drawn on the floor of the room where the seance was held. And then after the body was found, they all trampled on his hard work. That made it impossible to check the original shape. The iron cage that Tanko was in during the seance. It is around 3 feet high, 5 feet wide. Ignore the phone, please. Thank you. Shoichi and Kokichi placed this over Tanko, and Himiko removed it. Tanko's blood was on the bottom of the cage. Alright, just let that finish. Marker stone, the stone that was by Tanko's body during the seance. She had to place her forehead on that stone for the ritual. Loose floorboard. There's a loose floorboard right below Tanko that was not loose before the seance. There was dry blood on the bottom part of the floorboard. Tenko's last moments, she died in a crouched position. The injury on the back of her neck was deep, but probably not enough to kill her immediately. Crosspiece under the floor. One of the crosspieces that support the loose floorboard in the room the seance was held in. Only the portion that supports the floorboard was cut off. It wasn't broken naturally. It looked like someone had purposefully cut it. One moment, please. And back. Dried blood under the floor. A small amount of blood that was on the ground under the floor of the room the seance was held in. But it was far from where Tenko's blood was dripping. And yeah, there was a sickle under there as well. The blade is about 6 inches and the blood was still wet. It came from the Ultimate Assassin's lab. And Bloody Kokichi, while Kokichi was investigating the neighboring room from where the seance was held, he stepped through one of the floorboards. The room also had part of a crosspiece cut off, portion that supported the floorboard. So yeah, he got a head injury. Can't say I'm too saddened by that. Alright, and then let's check them their skills. What can we get? Honestly, with how things have been going, oh my god, that's really all I can afford? Yeah, because they kept screwing me over on like my free time events. Honestly, I think I should just go for the extra influence. Just the peak is really good too. Oh my god. I'll go for the extra influence because I've just not been playing all that well. I need all the help I can get. And then, of course, I can't get anything else because they screwed me over. I'm blaming them. Why do I not have this equipped? Equip that! I like having my silencer fire quickly. It's not a euphemism. It's kind of a euphemism. Oh, wait, yeah, the only reason it wasn't equipped was because I encountered that glitch that one time. Haha, fun times. Anyway, let's begin. Wait, I want to make sure. Okay. Let's begin.
Now then, let's begin with the basic explanation of the class trial. During the trial, you'll present your arguments for who the culprit is, and vote for who done it. Vote correctly, and only the blackened will be punished. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will graduate from this academy. Also, refusing to vote will result in your death, so you better vote for someone. Now, smiles, everyone! It's showtime! Let's get this crazy awesome trial underway!
Sorry, everyone. I don't think I'm gonna be much help this time.
You mean you were helping the previous ones?
Because of Monokuma's disruptions, I couldn't do a thorough investigation.
I can tell Monokuma is overcompensating to hide his self-consciousness.
Next time, spend less time fixing your hair and more time investigating, spaceman!
Shut up! I don't need to hear some comedy act from you two weirdos.
Who did it? Who killed Angie and Tenko?
Do not let your emotions hasten your judgment. There may be 2 killers.
So, our other culprit might not be one of us here.
Hmm? What do you mean?
The transfer student.
Okay, what is wrong with you, Tsumugi?
Maybe our resurrected transfer student dragged Angie and Tenko into the grave.
Stop it! Stop making stuff up!
Say something, Shuichi. It'll be a mess if this keeps going on.
Oh my god, look at Angie's portrait. Oh my god. They drew wings and a halo. I love it. Is it even possible for a revived corpse to be the culprit? Well, in the interest of being thorough, I should clear things up here. I think I might know where this is going.
Was committed by the recently deceased. They came back to life and killed 2 of our classmates.
No!
So, ritual did work?
Who was resurrected, I wonder?
Angie did say she was gonna bring Rantaro back. Yes, Rantaro was resurrected. The culprit is the late Rantaro Amami!
Please, stop it!
I know where this one's going. It's just, what do I present? This isn't about believing and reviving the dead. I have to focus on their statements. Were all those statements correct? No.
This crime was committed by the recently deceased. They came back to life and killed 2 of our classmates.
I know we're going to have to do the Necronomicon for this because it wasn't burned.
So, ritual did work?
Who was resurrected?
Shit!
I wonder.
Angie did say she was gonna bring Rantaro back.
I mean, Angie did say that, but that's not where... Okay. Okay. There we go. Alright. Because, I mean, the fact that we still have a Necronomicon means she didn't do it.
I don't think Angie's ritual succeeded. According to the Necronomicon Monokuma showed us, you have to burn the Necronomicon in the ritual.
After preparing the effigy, burn this Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution, be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning. Sprinkle the ashes on the effigy and repeat the name of the deceased 3 times.
If Angie's ritual had succeeded, the book would have been gone.
So she must have been killed before the ritual was complete, since the book was still intact.
Then, going to think Rantaro probably not culprit.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Well, duh. There's no way a dead person could resurrect.
Now hold on a second. I can't let that comment stand.
What?
Sure, everybody knows that you can't bring the dead back to life. But it's easy at the Ultimate Academy, as long as you use the Necronomicon.
What are you talking about? There's no way that's possible.
But it's true. I never lie about motives.
That is true. Monokuma has never lied.
Daddy said so he can't be wrong. Raising the dead is totally possible.
Man, I can't believe you guys wasted such a perfectly good motive. You should have let me use it to bring Monodum back to life.
Monodum is still alive, though.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't waste a resurrection on Monodum's corpse.
Damn.
Oh? So resurrecting the dead was actually possible this whole time?
There's no way it's possible.
There's no way that could happen, idiots. Monokuma is trying to confuse us. Let's hurry up and find out who the Blackened is.
If our transfer student isn't the culprit, then blame falls to one of us.
Who? Who did it? Step aside, Half Pint. I'll handle this. I don't don't know about Tenko, but I'm pretty fucking sure Kyo murdered Angie.
What? Why?
Don't play dumb with me, creepshow. I already know what happened.
I mean, I'm suspecting them too, but I think I know what she's gonna say.
Katana to kill Angie, and it was found in Kyo's research lab, which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not care about some katana.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm.
The
You went to the
typography.
classroom, broke in, and murdered the fuck out of Angie. Booyah! I'm a fucking genius!
Is Korekyo really the culprit? Does that story fit the facts of the case? You should think about it from the beginning.
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie, and it was found in Kyo's
What door did
research
she
lab,
mention?
which makes you, Kyo,
Because the
automatically
doors were locked
suspicious.
with no
Anyone
sign
could have
of
taken that katana, you see.
So that
like
rusty
foul
katana
play.
was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not
Also,
care
machine gun
about
is
some katana.
ridiculous. Look how fast this
Just
fires.
admit
Oh
it,
my
you
god.
shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom, broke in.
Really? Angie still would have let him into... No, she wouldn't. He's not on the... No. He's not on the student council. She wasn't gonna let him in. I think... I feel my logic was sound on that. Okay.
And it was found in Kyo's research lab, which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see.
I feel that is going to be the weak point I have to attack.
I did not care.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom.
Really? Oh, okay.
Damn it!
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie.
I do need to think over
It was
this one.
found in Kyo's research lab, which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But
Because
anyone
something
could have taken
does
that
not...
katana, you see.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not care about some katana.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom, broke in, and murdered the fuck out of Angie. Booyah! I'm a fucking genius! The culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab, which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see.
I mean, it's true anyone could have taken it. That
You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I
I'm
did
confused
not
on
care
this
about
one.
Some katana.
Just admit it, you shitty worm. You went to the classroom, broke in, and murdered the fuck out of Angie. Booyah! I'm a fucking genius! The culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab.
I was wrong!
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes...
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see. So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did
Not care about some
katana.
Just admit it, you shit-eating. You went to the classroom.
Okay, so it's Tsumugi's account. What? I mean, I was right about that being the weak point, but what's the logic here?
Enter Angie's lab. Isn't that right, Tsumugi?
Yeah. Before Angie locked herself up in her research lab, she said she wasn't going to open up for anyone but student council members.
But that doesn't matter when the weak point said break in or broke in. So it's not a matter of if she's going to willingly let him in or not. Miyu said broke in which case the doors being locked or needing to be unlocked by a lockpick makes more sense than using Tsumugi's account. Okay, I'm salty about this one, but whatever, at least I didn't get a game over.
And Kyo is not a member. She wouldn't have opened the door for him.
But Miyu didn't insinuate that. She said he broke in.
Kyo couldn't have killed Angie even if he wanted to.
Whatever.
I had no desire to kill her in the first place.
So whoever killed Angie must have been one of the student council members, yeah?
I was doing a bit to lead you to the right answer. Can't believe you actually got it.
Oh my god.
Oh, how clever.
You can just ignore her, Gonta.
The remaining student council members are Gonta, Kibo, Tsumugi, and Himiko.
I mean, all they would have had to do was just change the line to broke in, like just change it to got let in. Like there you go.
Well, it can't be Himiko. She was besties with Angie. I trust their friendship. You guys do too, right?
You fucking asshole.
Yeah, of course.
Can we trust their friendship so readily?
Obviously. Let's believe in them.
That trims our list of suspects down to 3. Gonta, Tsumugi, and Kibo.
Yep. The culprit is one of those 3 people.
You mean one of those 2 people? 'Cause a robot ain't people, Jack!
I will let that remark slide. Anyway, aren't these accusations just a tad too hasty?
What ifs? The culprit should confess already. Gonta, Keyboy, or Tsumugi? Well?
No, not Gonta. Gonta would never kill Angie.
Yeah, Gonta's a gentleman. You shouldn't suspect either of us.
What does that have to do with you?
Hey, stick up for me too.
Gonta definitely not hurt anyone. Torture Gonta if you don't believe.
Torture might be a bit too far, but Gonta and I aren't the culprits.
And I'm not the culprit either. Jeez.
Gonta not the culprit?
Not the culprit.
Plainly not the culprit. Alright, what we got here? Like just a little bit of everything, but let's see where this goes.
Consider other possibilities. Surely there must be suspects
Gentlemen,
outside the
not
student
betray
council.
student council.
That's utterly impossible.
Last night.
A dead chick
Not just
can't be
anyone
the
can open
culprit.
Book friends.
Only student council members had access.
Look, I don't know who the
I
culprit
didn't know
is,
robots told such boring lies.
but it's definitely not
Is
me.
that a robophobic remark?
Oh my god. There were several suspicious statements, but one is obviously inconsistent. Listen carefully, sort the statements in my head, and find the answer. Okay, wait a minute. I don't think we'll be using this again, but let me just make sure. I passed that so quick. Since yesterday, so she was the only one in there all day.
Consider other possibilities.
Oh. Looks like we might have to use this against him. Well, not here, but fun times. But yeah, I think we need to use this to prove that, yeah, someone else could have entered
That's utterly impossible.
the
A A dead chick
Not just
can't be the
anyone.
Art lab. Yep, not just anyone can open that door.
I heard it.
I don't think I got the V point though.
No, it wasn't just student council members that could have opened that lab door.
What was it you said earlier about Kyo opening the door, Shuichi? Unless you're a student council member, you can't enter Angie's lab, right?
I was referring to Kyo. He couldn't have done it, but you could have. Because I saw you open the classroom lock by picking it.
Kokichi pulled out some thin needles and stuck them into the keyhole of the lock. There, open sesame.
Oh, that happened? I totally forgot.
So you're going to pretend you don't remember, huh?
Quit glaring at me like that. Of course I remember.
Or just trying to look at Tanko's ex. So sad.
Yeah, I did it. I killed Angie.
Fucking liar.
Wait, what? What did you just say?
I picked the lock to her lab, snuck into the room, and then wham! Killed Angie. The culprit was me, all along.
What?
What are you saying? Is this some kind of joke?
Nah, no joke. I thought that if I confessed, I could atone for my sins. And it helped. I feel so much better. Whew!
Wait, so Kokichi really is culprit?
No, he's lying. I think. Maybe?
It's amazing how each time he opens his mouth, I hate him a little more.
He's lying. I'm certain of it.
No, definitely not a lie. I killed Angie. Shouldn't you guys believe the culprit when they confess?
Then let me ask you, culprit. How did you lock the room?
Huh? Well, it's the same as opening it. You pick the door closed from the outside.
Oh my god.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Huh? What doesn't make sense? Can't you lock a door by picking it?
No, you moron! What?
Maybe, but that's not how the culprit locked the room. They used a different method.
What different method? Yeah, Mumbles. Use your big boy voice and explain yourself.
There were 2 doors to the classroom, and the one locked last was...
The door the culprit locked last was the back door. Oh, I have triangle to confirm.
That's it!
Because there was gold paint on it.
Back door. That's how they made this a locked room mystery.
The back door had a sliding lock, yes? How was it locked from the outside?
The culprit used a certain tool.
Wait, what? Okay, now they're getting away from me, because I was going to assume that the culprit had already, like, just locked the door to the cylinder thing while it's open, because, you know, with doors like that, with a cylinder lock, you can actually, like, set the lock while the door is open, and then when it closes, then that just makes the door locked. So theoretically speaking, you could have locked someone, like, you could have just had Angie out of the room and then locked the door and nobody would be able to get in. But yeah, that's what I assume. Like, they just had that lock already set, then went to lock the back door, and then left out while whatchamacallit, just closing the door, the front door behind them. Apparently I'm wrong. So I have no clue. And the tool that the culprit used to lock the sliding lock from outside was... Yeah, we're gonna need some mind for this. Rhythm controls, by the way. Delete piece, but like, what's the order? It's what's the order? Oh my god. Is it white, red, yellow? Is yellow the last one? Oh my god, this is gonna suck. Okay, yellow is the last one, so white, red, yellow. Okay, got it. Oh wait, I can get rid of any color even if they're not. Oh, that changes a lot actually. Okay, Let me make sure though. What do we have over here? I've also like screwed this up tremendously. What did they use? So I'm sure that's the sheath, and then that's the katana itself. Oh wait, that's a hidden Monokuma. Wait. I can't grab it. No, don't do this to me. Yeah, whatever, I'll take it, because that's a Monokuma. Alright, and of course, that's blocked off. Shit. We can take the time penalty. I'm gonna say the sheath. It's not the sheath. Alright, well then it must have been the katana. Which I'm gonna get a time penalty for. Or not. Well, yeah. How, though?
I see it. The gold leaf katana that was stabbed into Kaede's effigy. The culprit used that to hit the knob of the sliding lock to lock the door.
So the gold leaf was on the sliding lock
Because when the katana hit the lock, some of the gold leaf rubbed off on it. The gold leaf on that katana did peel rather easily.
Okay, the reason I was thinking katana was like they had some contraption. Oh well, no, that in retrospect it doesn't make sense. Because, like, oh, they had some contraption to do it and then slid it under the door, but then there would have been way more gold paint everywhere. Alright, I wasn't thinking properly on that one.
That evidence rings a bell. Specifically, a school bell.
Huh? Are you talking about a different school? What school was it?
Now, that doesn't matter anymore. Let's not dwell on the past.
Ooh, the gold leaf landed on the sliding lock when the katana touched it. So that means the culprit used the katana to move the sliding lock, right? But wait, how did they move it with the katana? And from outside Angie's lab?
The clue that might give us the answer is the layout of the area itself. It was an odd setup after all. The katana stabbed into the effigy. The effigy's hung upside down.
Angie didn't do that as part of the ritual?
No. Nowhere in the Necronomicon did it say you had to hang the effigies.
If it was not part of the ritual, then it must have been for a different purpose, right?
A different purpose? What could that have been? The culprit somehow used this setup to lock the room. In that case, I need to know the reason behind every step of that setup. They set up a fucking Rube Goldberg machine. If I do that, the way the culprit locked the room should be clear. Alright, it's taxi time. Real quick. X accelerate, R1 concentrate. Okay. Got it. Let's freaking go. Where them letters at, though? Just focusing on... damn it. Ah, crap. Not doing so hot here. Oh no. What turned the handle of the sliding lock? It is thinking time, yes. The katana's hilt. No clue where this is going. So we'll just go with the flow. This is essentially just a metaphor for brainstorming. And I'm missing letters. That's what we're doing. We're just brainstorming. We're trying to find an idea. We're trying to come up with something. Get inside the killer's mind. Why did they do the things they do? Why is this road so freaking narrow? Who paved this? I'm up here driving on the wrong side of the road and shit. Oh god. Alright, what was done to make the katana turn the lock? Lock was tampered with, katana was stabbed into effigy. So they swung the effigy? Somehow? I am at a complete loss for this entire thing. So I'm very interested to see where this goes. Usually I have some vague idea throughout the trial, but yeah, this one I don't know, Chief. I did not see the car there. It was hiding in between the frickin' letters. That's evil. Oh god. Okay, how was the effigy manipulated to make the katana affect the lock? We got 3 lanes here, so this one could be a bit on the tough side. Spinning it? Because back and forth wouldn't actually make sense. That would mean that they would have enough time to leave out the front too.
Stuck the katana into the effigy was so that it would hit the sliding lock as the effigy spun.
Effigy spun?
That's right. If you spun the effigy, the rope it was hanging from would twist. Then, if you let it go, the rope would unwind and the effigy would spin the other way. And of course, the katana would spin with it.
I see. So the culprit used the katana's counterspin to push the lock into place?
The culprit simply needed to spin the effigy's rope and then swiftly leave. This would cause the spinning katana to hit the sliding lock. And thus was the back door of an empty classroom locked from the inside.
Yes, that's how Angie's lab was locked. By using the effigy with the katana.
A plan born from the heart of a sword traveling through the air to intercept us. Oh, but could it have moved the slide lock so easily?
The sliding lock was pretty loose. A little push could move it. As long as the spinning katana hit the lock, it would have slid into position.
Even if the culprit failed the first couple times, they could keep trying until it locked.
Which is why the culprit chose to strike at nighttime, as to avoid detection.
Yes, since the student council prohibited anyone from walking around at nighttime.
Are you saying it's the student council's fault?
I didn't say that.
In any case, the culprit probably used the murder weapon for this trick. It had to have been the right length to hit the sliding lock from the effigy.
The culprit couldn't find a blade long enough in my lab, so they settled for the katana.
The other effigies were only hung up so we think it was some kind of ceremony. That way, we wouldn't notice the lock trick.
But Kokichi did say earlier that he could have picked the lock closed. I don't want to completely ignore that possibility. But I can't imagine the culprit would have done all this just for a distraction.
If that's the case, then Kokichi's confession earlier was actually...
Seriously? You fucking lied again?
I mean, y'all should be used to this by now.
Cough it up, Kokichi!
Man, you guys got me. Okay, I'm not the culprit.
You're telling the truth this time, right?
I want to say I'm lying, but I'm not.
Why did you say you were the culprit?
I wanted to lure the culprit out. If I claimed to be the culprit, then the real culprit would agree as well. You get me? And if they pressured me to confess, then that would have looked mighty suspicious. Sheesh. Darn it. It didn't go my way because Shuichi butted in on my plan.
You and your fucking lies! Go sit in the corner and play with yourself!
Okay, I'll start right now.
Please don't.
Alright, so who's the asshole who set up this locked room mystery?
You. I can't hold it up anymore.
Oh my god.
What's the matter? You going soft on me now?
Can we stop, please?
Who made the locked room mystery doesn't matter since anyone could have done it. Don't you even understand something as basic as that, you filthy cum dumpster?
Oh my god!
Cum dumpster! Finally! Someone
Oh my
finally called me a cum dumpster!
Oh my god. Okay. Alright. I mean, if that's what she's into, you know, more power to her.
What should we talk about now?
Yeah, let's get this back on track. Thank you, Gonta.
We must focus not on the locked room, but on who entered Angie's lab. Only one of the student council members or Kokichi could have gained entry. Therefore, the culprit must be among their number.
That leaves us with 4 suspects. Tsumugi, Gonta, Kibo, and Kokichi.
Don't forget Himiko. She's also a part of the student council. Doesn't matter if she was besties with Angie, she's still a suspect.
That contradicts what you said earlier, which I can prove using my recording function.
It's fine. That's just a waste of time.
Me? A suspect? Never kill Angie!
So, calling all suspects, what should we discuss next? I want to hear everyone's opinion. What would you say to get yourself off the suspect list?
Why are you trying to lead the debate? You're a suspect too.
Silence, outsider. Only the suspect rangers are allowed to speak.
What?
Suspect rangers?
I agree. Those under suspicion should explain themselves thoroughly.
We might catch them with their pants down.
Anyway, I want to ask the suspect rangers.
Suspect rangers?
What should we talk about? What should we say to get ourselves off the suspect list? Well, guys, I want to hear what you think.
That's sort of a difficult question, you know?
Gonta not smart enough to know answer to that.
Yes, it is difficult to formulate a logical response to that question.
Not articulate with words, huh? Don't you guys want to prove your innocence?
They don't trust you one bit, and I don't blame them. You're probably plotting...
Why did Tenko have to die?
Huh?
I want to know what happened to Angie too, but... Can we talk about Tenko's case now and not just Angie's?
I got you exactly where I wanted, Himiko.
What do you mean?
The 2 victims could have been killed by 2 separate murderers, you know. So we need to find the first Blackened responsible for the first victim. We've got to figure out who killed Angie. Until we solve Angie's case, Tenko's case is meaningless. Would you suggest that to waste our time?
It's not meaningless!
Oh snap, she bossing up. Himiko?
Tenko's death was meaningless? How dare you! Poor Tenko! How could you do this to her? Himiko...
Himiko, stop it with your crappy lies.
Lies?
Everything you said is total BS. You didn't give 2 shits about Tenko when she was alive. But now you're like, oh no, poor Tenko, after she's dead. Come on, really?
Kokichi, enough!
No. It's okay. It's no surprise he'd think that.
Can somebody punch Kokichi's fucking skull in?
I know I ignored Tenko before. That's why I'm so upset now. I should have faced Tenko. Worked things out with her while she was still alive. But now, it's too late. I can't complain to her or thank her. It's too late.
Yeah, seriously! It's way too late to realize that now. Our only option is to face her death head on.
Yeah? Face her death?
Himiko, I understand what you're going through. So I'm gonna help you out. Let's work together to find the truth. I'm not gonna let anyone say her death didn't matter.
Kaito. Alright. I'll put a silencing curse on whoever calls Tenko's death meaningless. The name of the curse is Death Curse.
Okay. Death curse. Alright, fine.
I suppose being dead would silence someone pretty good.
Yeah.
Listen up! All you guys are gonna help out too. Abandoning someone who died and only thinking about your own survival. That's just as bad as a hit and run! I won't forgive something so messed up!
Tenko was our friend. Gonta wanna know why she died too.
I already told you that's so unnecessary. We're getting sidetracked here.
No, even if it was a different culprit, we need to know how Tenko died. If we don't find out who killed her, we won't be able to work together. Not now, not ever. Even if this trial isn't for her, in order for us to survive, we need to get to the bottom of Tenko's death. Not just to survive this trial, but so we can keep going and live on!
Kaito.
Finally, you noticed. Jeez, you're so slow.
Huh? Did Kokichi want us to notice?
Don't listen to his crap. We haven't decided whether there were two different culprits yet.
Let us talk about Tenko's case then. Perhaps that will provide us a clue.
Yeah, maybe.
They're not wrong, but I don't mind going over Tenko's case. But that was an abrupt change of topic. Was that intentional?
So, what do we talk about first?
For now, let's see if we can narrow down the list of suspects.
Tancrotch probably got killed during the seance, so everyone there's suspicious.
Tancrotch!
The people who attended the seance. People who attended the seance. Really? Alright, yeah. This.
That's it!
Had to make sure.
It was me, Kyo, Himiko, and Kokichi.
So those four are the culprits!
Oh, Himiko's still culprit?
Well, that's probably just a coinkydink. The most suspicious out of the four is really Kyo. He suggested the whole seance idea.
He did.
True, I may have suggested it, but I explained the procedure beforehand, yes? If we all knew of it before the murder, then we are all equally suspicious.
Well, I suppose, but...
In addition, the seance wasn't entirely in my control either. I was not the one who selected the room we performed it in. It was Himiko.
For there are 3 empty rooms, which one shall we use? The middle room. The middle room's always best for stuff like this. Very well, I shall begin the preparations at once.
Oh, right.
Also, we should not limit our suspects to only those who participated in the seance. The empty room had a point of entry from outside, you see.
A point of entry from outside? He must be referring to... the floor. Because that means you could have entered like underneath the floor from one of the other rooms and gone underneath. Right.
I was wrong.
Oh. I was wondering why they weren't talking. Okay, well then, the other point of entry is the hole.
There.
Because that's how you
talking about under the
enter.
floor, right?
Fair enough. It wasn't going to be the floor itself. Okay. That was just me choosing the wrong thing. Like an idiot.
Huh? Under the floor?
I mean, then if they're going to say under the floor, then I technically... Alright, splitting hairs.
Yes, there's a crawl space under the floor a person could move through. There was also a hole that connected it to the neighboring room.
If the culprit used the hole, they could have entered and exited the seance room.
If we consider that possibility, then there is another suspect.
Another suspect? Who?
It's appearing before me. Oh, I can see it clearly. The true identity of Tenko's killer. The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I mean, Kibo's flashlight function.
Huh? Now hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance.
I said hold on a second.
He used his robot functions to commit the murders.
Hold on a second.
It's true that with a little light, you can move around under the floor. But is that possible?
The culprit sneaked in.
Yeah, we would have been able to see it. Yeah, a blinding light.
In during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
I don't think I want to do that, though.
Candle?
I mean, Kibo's flashlight function.
Huh? Now hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor.
Really? But... Oh, okay, wait. Oh, that's what she means by that.
Damn it!
But no, like... The light's too bright. They would have noticed it.
The culprit sneaked in during
Especially
the
with
seance.
the way the floorboards were... Oh, God, I gotta choose the floorboards, don't I? No, but wait. The loose floorboard thing only talks about the blood. Okay, wait a minute.
But it was pitch black during the seance.
I guess I gotta use hole in the corner?
See if they were under the floor.
Because they talk about, oh yeah, you can see.
You see, our villain had a light.
Just to see if they were under the floor.
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
That's wrong!
Okay, wait, what? So is it going to be that we would have seen it? So, once again, I had the right logic, just chose the wrong thing?
There was a hole in the corner of the room. If a light were used, it would have leaked through and we would have seen it.
Alright, so right logic, wrong thing. Because I was up here like, but yeah, they said Kibo's thing is a blinding light, so we would have been able to see it, but okay.
But when we did the seance, the room was definitely pitch black.
And yeah, I got a game over in that process.
So a light was not shined under the floor, which means you cannot claim I am the culprit.
Geez, here I thought this would be the case where the murder could only be done by a robot.
You have accused me of being the culprit more than once now, simply because I am a robot. My status as a robot does not mean I am capable of performing superhuman feats.
Yes, it does.
My vision is somewhat poor, and I only possess average physical strength and intelligence.
All right, you made your point. God, now I feel sort of bad for you.
I neither want nor need your pity.
Enough with the flashlight! It's way too bright!
It would have been difficult to move around under the floor in that pitch-black darkness. Maybe the floor and the hole have nothing to do with this case.
Then why was floorboard under Tenko lined up funny? Going to think that was so culprit could stab Tenko from under floor.
Ooh, nice observation, Gonta. Are you finally getting used to the class trials?
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Don't say it like that. You're better off not being used to this kind of stuff.
Maybe they marked Tenko with glowing paint and looked for that.
No, this isn't Danganronpa 2.
That'd let the culprit find her. Then they could stab her through the floorboards.
Boy, that sounds really familiar too. But I'm just gonna ignore it.
Her corpse didn't have any trace of glowing paint, though.
Oh, yeah. So then why was that floorboard loose?
The loose floorboard was the one under Tenko, right? If the culprit used it while she was still alive, she'd totally notice.
Who fucking cares? Fussing over that won't get us closer to the culprit!
We shouldn't dismiss this line of inquiry, however. Instead of butting our heads against this, how about we concentrate on another issue?
What other issue?
Perhaps first, we should figure out how and when exactly Tenko was killed.
When? So not during seance?
Tenko was in the metal cage for the whole seance, wasn't she? How could someone have gotten to her there?
Maybe the culprit killed her before she went under the metal cage.
No.
That's not possible. She was alive at that point.
This is the point of no return, Tenko. After this point, you mustn't speak. The next time you open your mouth, there will be Angie speaking through you. Understood? I will not say a word until the seance is over.
Yes, she was unmistakably alive when the seance began.
That was right before we blew out the candles. But when the light came back...
The floorboard was removed at that point, so it's likely she was already dead then.
So she was killed when the room was dark?
But she was inside cage, right? Going to think it impossible to kill her then.
Then she wasn't killed when the room was dark. It was a different time.
A different time?
How the fuck should I know? You figure it out, shitheads.
Huh?
Since Gonta said it was impossible, I'm proposing an alternate theory. Now hurry up and think! If you want to make my golden brain tingle, start circle jerking your limp dick brains!
Poor choice of words there. Alright, what we got?
When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time. And she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment cage was lifted?
Ooh, like that.
Oh my god.
When cage lifted, culprit stabbed Tenko real fast. So fast, no one saw.
Oh my!
So who lifted the cage?
It was me.
then obviously Himiko is the culprit.
There's no doubt!
Wow. Okay. Tenko not being killed during the seance. It might not be impossible, but there's no evidence for it.
When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time. And she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment Cage was lifted?
Ooh, like that.
When Cage lifted, culprit stabbed Tenko real fast. So fast, no one saw.
Oh my!
So who lifted the cage?
It was me.
Then
Yeah, no, it
obviously Himiko is the
can't
culprit.
have been
There's no
because the blood was on the white sheet. Yeah.
When Tenko got killed,
That's the only thing it can
wasn't
be.
during
Well, I
the
mean,
seance.
there is blood on the iron cage, too. And her blood was at the bottom of the cage.
It could not have been done at any other time.
But that could have just been from it
She was
pulling.
under the cage the whole time. And she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment Cage was lifted?
That's wrong!
I mean, I'm right on with that one. It makes sense.
No, it wasn't possible to kill her the moment the cage was lifted. Because the inside of the white cloth had Tenko's blood on it. That cloth was removed before the cage was lifted. If Tenko was stabbed then, there wouldn't be blood on the cloth.
what? But how could my golden brain be wrong when it felt so right?
Is golden brain a euphemism?
The only possibility is that Tenko was killed during the seance.
I got your remodel right here!
Okay.
No, it's still wrong to think that Tenko was killed during the seance.
Why?
What?
I'm gonna prove it right now. My golden brain is gonna go all out!
Where's your logic here? And I just make sure X is just a cut and then triangle. Okay, cool. We in there.
Tenko died after the seance. It happened when the sheet was lifted. That was the moment the culprit chose to stab the fuck out of Tenko through the cage. They stuck the thin blade through the gaps of the cage. And that clean white sheet got stained blood red!
But the weapon was a sickle. Only the blade could have fit through the gaps.
The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko, sitting in there with her neck all exposed. She wasn't that far from the cage's gaps. In which case, the person who lifted the sheet is the culprit, and that's none other than Kyo!
No, there has to be a hole in Mew's logic somewhere. Yeah, because it's the way she said sitting there. Wait, let me make sure of something. Yeah, crouched position. All right, we'll take it literal.
In the cage. It'd be long enough to reach Tenko, sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
Or not. Okay. Oh, crap. No, the stone marker was one of them, wasn't it?
The blade's all you need.
No. Yeah, the stone marker. I'm an idiot. Okay.
If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko,
My bad.
sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
I'll cut through your words. Wait just a minute. Tenko wasn't sitting down inside the cage. She was bent over with her forehead against the marker stone. And the cage itself was about 3 feet tall. The sickle's blade was too short to reach Tenko while she was in that position.
Then I messed up again? How could this happen? I am so embarrassed.
No worries, Mew. Everyone already knows you're an embarrassment to the human race.
I'm gonna see if I can record the rest of this chapter without interruptions. Highly doubt it.
Yeah, no worries.
How embarrassing!
If Shuichi is right, then it's impossible for Tenko to have been killed through the cage.
She couldn't have been killed during the seance since she was in the cage, right?
If she was killed then, the cloth over the cage would have been pierced.
Not during the seance or from below the floor. Then it's impossible, isn't it?
Yeah, for a living person.
Oh my god.
Huh?
What if Angie's spirit killed Tenko?
What are you talking about? That's not possible.
We don't know that. Some things are impossible for a human, but not for a spirit.
Don't say stupid stuff like that. Screw spirits.
Stop that now.
Angie's spirit killed Tenko? Why?
Himiko?
Why would Angie's spirit kill Tenko?
What if Tenko killed Angie, and then Angie's spirit came back for revenge?
Like I said, that's impossible. Spirits can't be culprits.
Then explain how the culprit killed Tenko under these impossible circumstances.
Well,
See? You can't explain, can you? Only a spirit could have done.
Wait, I know. What if the culprit was hiding inside the cage?
What?
If they were in there, they could have stabbed Tenko during the seance.
No. If there was someone else in the cage, we would have
I agree
noticed.
with Kaito. The culprit could have been inside the cage.
Huh? You do?
Nonsense. There was no space in the cage for the culprit to hide.
Maybe the culprit wouldn't need to hide in the first place.
What?
Also, the culprit could have killed her in the cage at any time. I think you know what I'm getting at, right?
The they she's referring to. So, are they saying Tenko killed herself?
I believe Maki is referring to Tenko herself.
How? So she had the sickle with her?
What did you say? Are you saying Tenko is the culprit?
She committed suicide.
Suicide?
If she committed suicide, it would explain a lot of things we couldn't figure out. She volunteered to be in the cage, and then stabbed herself during the seance.
No, but the floorboards.
It wouldn't matter how dark the room was.
But the sickle she was stabbed with was under the floor, right? If Tenko had stabbed herself, wouldn't the sickle still be inside the cage?
Oh my god. Mew actually said something smart.
Perhaps that explains why the floorboard was removed. After stabbing herself with the sickle, she threw it underneath the floor.
So she took off the floorboard to get rid of the sickle?
Yes, that makes sense to Gonta.
Well, it doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
There's no reason for Tenko to commit suicide.
Maybe I wasn't too far off with the theory I had earlier. You know, about Tenko killing Angie.
Yeah?
Because Tenko and Angie were fighting for your attention, right?
Hey Angie, when did you brainwash Himiko?
Tenko's pent-up frustration led her to commit such an atrocity. Her conscience couldn't handle it anymore, so she decided to end her own life.
What?
But if she was gonna kill herself, why do it during the seance?
She wanted to hide the truth of her suicide.
No, but she didn't know there was going to be a seance.
Really? Why?
There could only be one reason to hide it in a killing game, right? It's to take us down with her.
Take us down?
She wanted us to pick the wrong answer during the class trial, so she could bring us all down. She wanted us to die with her. Okay, well, she probably just wanted Himiko to die with her, but still.
But what are you saying? Tenko wasn't like that. She told me.
Keep your chin up and live facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else.
What if all of that was just a lie?
A lie?
Wait, we should believe Tenko's last words.
The true terror of class trials is that you shouldn't believe everything said.
Himiko, you said that Tenko would never do anything like that. But how can you be so sure? Did you guys actually know each other? People keep all sorts of secrets. Like Maki. She hid the fact that she's a cold-blooded killer. Is it wise of us to trust other people wholeheartedly in this kind of situation?
Jeez, you're such a naive dude.
Naive?
We're all just people, you know? Of course we're gonna have some secrets. What matters is whether there's any malice behind them.
People can lie about how malicious their hidden secrets really are.
Well, duh. It's impossible to know for sure what others are thinking. That's why it all comes down to whether or not you believe in yourself. If you get betrayed, it's not their fault. It's your fault for believing in them. That's why I believed in Maki Roll.
Oh my
because
God.
I wanted to believe in her.
Just because you're acting all cool doesn't mean you get to skip training.
Hey, come on. Don't you think you're being a little too strict?
Well, we come from different backgrounds. So for now, let's agree to disagree. No one's ever called me naive before. And from Kaito? Seriously?
He seems offended.
Whether or not I believe. My heart can't reach Himiko anymore. But I want to believe in her. She wouldn't commit suicide. She wouldn't try to take us down. That's what I want to believe.
Me too. Gonta no can believe Tenko commits suicide.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, that would answer all of our questions.
But that would also be too convenient.
If you insist we believe in Tenko, then provide a reason to do so.
A proper reason.
All right, I'll give you a reason.
Is there a reason?
Yes, there is. Will you trust me, Maki? If it turns out I'm wrong, you can blame me all you like. But for now, I need you to trust in my detective work.
I don't believe Tenko would kill herself because of what she said. Okay, everyone, I'll see you guys after the seance. She said, see you guys after. I doubt she had a sudden change of heart. Just because we don't know how she was killed doesn't mean that it was suicide. We shouldn't be satisfied with that. And if we keep thinking, we'll find the truth. And that means we have to believe in Tenko. I'll make them all believe. Because that would just invalidate so much evidence, too.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person! But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
Everyone thinks that Tenko committed suicide, and only because they're latching on to the easiest answer. To get out of this, I need to make them think their suicide theory wouldn't work.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
So am I gonna have to lie here? Because this does bring up that the injury wasn't enough for it to be instantaneous. So I do have to lie and say that it was deep enough to be instantaneous?
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person!
I'll give it a shot.
If Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength.
I guess I was right on the money.
Tenko couldn't have thrown the sickle under the floor. Because she died instantly.
Yep, we're lying.
Instantly?
She knows. She knows we're lying. Her death might not have been instant, but she couldn't have gotten too... her death might not have been instant, but she couldn't have gone far before she bled out. That's why you said Maki trust in me.
My investigation determined that she died instantly.
What's your opinion, Maki? I'd like to hear from someone who specializes in murder.
And he's suspicious because he knows liars.
Maki.
You're right. I completely forgot about that important detail. Tenko died instantly.
What?
As an assassin, I specialize in killing my targets swiftly. I have no doubt that Tenko was killed immediately.
Words of a true killer. Pretty sure we can believe everything she said.
He's on to us. Thank you, Maki.
How could you forget that, Maki roll? You better apologize to Shuichi.
Excuse me?
It's okay, Kaito, really. No apology necessary. Anyway, Tenko died so suddenly that she couldn't have gotten rid of the sickle. Knowing that, the theory that she killed herself just doesn't fit, correct?
Just like I thought. Tenko wouldn't commit suicide.
Thank goodness, Himiko.
Which means someone definitely killed Tenko during the seance.
Her suicide was considered because we could not determine how she was killed.
No! There must have been a way! We're gonna figure it out!
Did any of the participants witness anything peculiar during the seance? If you know something, please speak up. It could be the key to solving this mystery.
Not a bad idea. To remember what happened at the seance. Let me try to remember. I'm sure there's something. I need some kind of clue that will help me solve this mystery. I don't know where we're going with this.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance?
We did hear
There
a
is something that
sound.
bothers me. The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed. How utterly strange.
Now that I think about it, while we were all singing the song, I heard something fall.
I'm more concerned about how dark it got in there. I mean, it was totally pitch black.
Oh my
My
god.
job was to relight the candles. Moving along the walls was seriously tough.
Why were they just talking like, oh, somebody could have been naked? It was pitch black during the seance. That limits what could have happened. Just stay calm, think. There must be some kind of clue.
Did
The
anything seem out of the
sound.
ordinary?
Looks like we're going to be agreeing with somebody.
The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed.
Now that I think about it,
All right.
while we were all singing the song, I heard something fall.
I'm more concerned about how dark it got in there.
Aim where it's going to be, not where it currently is. I should know this by now.
Something fall.
Okay. Thank you.
I agree. Himiko, you think that something fell because of that sound you heard, right?
It wasn't a bang, it was a thunk. I remember.
It sounded like something heavy fell down and hit the floor really hard. What could have fallen down?
Fallen down? There wasn't anything on the ceiling that could have fallen down, right?
Am I wrong? I thought something fell, but
The sound was pretty loud. It did seem like something hit the floorboards.
A loud sound like something hit the floorboards. Maybe that sound had something to do with the other thing that happened in the dark. What other thing happened in the dark? Oh! The floorboard not being loose.
This is it! I think the floorboard coming off had something to do with that sound. That floorboard came loose at some point during the seance, right?
would the floorboard have made such a loud sound though?
It was the sound of an intense impact.
If the impact was that intense, then it could have loosened the floorboard.
That is true. It would have had to be a strong impact to make that sound. But what was it? What could it possible be? Yes. What could it possible be?
All right then, let's go with that. We all gotta put our heads together now.
Wow, we're still going. No intermission, huh? Okay.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Just checking before.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
No.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hide under floor. Then stood up with such might.
But we already
What?
said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
A floorboard that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
Oh my god.
Don't be stupid. Don't you know me and balls are the best of friends?
Okay. What would have made a strong enough impact to knock the floorboard loose? Think about everyone's testimony and combine it with the facts.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in this.
Just checking a few things.
Seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue.
Oh! Oh my god. I think I figured it out. I think I figured everything out. Everything except the motive. But I think I figured everything out. Now it's just a matter of trying to put everything together. But I'll hold off on saying what I think everything is until after the intermission. But right now, we need to get back to this.
But that statue was still
Yeah,
on top
the
of
statue didn't
cage.
fall.
Culprit hide under floor. Then stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
A floorboard that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
Don't be stupid. Don't you know me and balls are the best of friends?
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off.
Well, the fact that the crosspiece is missing means it wasn't supporting the floorboard. So that could have set it up for being loose.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still
It's
on
either
top of the
this.
cage.
Well, no, we already used the
Culprit hide
sound.
under floor. Then
I'm
stood
gonna
up
give
with
this a
such might.
shot with
We already
Kokichi's
said there was
statement.
no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
Yep.
I agree.
Oh my god, is my theory correct?
Kokichi is right. The floorboard came loose because someone
I
stomped
mean, I'm
on it.
recording this like a week in advance, so I guess it won't matter if I go through with it. Like, saying what I think it is.
The floorboards fit perfect. Going to make sure first time we go to empty room.
But I'm going back to the well here. I think it was Kyo that did it. And he did a practice run first with Angie to see if it would be able to work.
When we first saw the room, yes. But when I looked again during the investigation, one of the crosspieces supporting the floorboards was cut off. After examining the cut, I concluded that it must have been done deliberately.
Someone? You mean the culprit, right? Why'd they do that?
What did the culprit stand to gain by cutting the crosspiece?
What did they stand to gain? That's the question. To solve this case, I'll need to think carefully about the crosspiece and floorboard. Tenko's body was at one end of the loose floorboard. The crosspiece that had been cut was on the other end of the floorboard. The unsupported part was outside the cage, so it could have been stomped on. Only one of the crosspieces was cut. The other two were intact. They made a lever. One of them was right under Tenko. And the other was in the center, right about where the edge of the cage was. So the sickle was attached to the bottom. No, but there was no hole in the cloth, so... But Kyo was the one that set up the cloth. So he could have had it set up so that the sickle would be perched underneath. And then stomp on the floorboard to lift her up into the sickle. It cuts her. That explains why everything wasn't sitting correctly. Oh, and the fact that the sickle was so far away. No, it never came loose. He was able... So he still had it hidden in the cloth. But no, there would have been more blood, though. Huh. I feel like I might be on to something. Like... Or if it wasn't Kyo, then it was somebody who tested this with Angie first. Was it Himiko? Is she strong enough? I mean, what the lever you can... we're gonna have to see where this goes. What was the culprit attempting to achieve by stomping on the floorboard? Think. Come on, think. Hangman's Gambit. What happened when the loose floorboard was lifted on? Okay, maybe it won't be lever. Wait, seesaw? Oh my god. Okay, so what would be this? E-F-F-E-C-T? No. No, it's not going to start with an S. Is it going to be effect? Oh, I guess it is. I didn't... I guess I miscounted the spaces. Could have just said lever.
That's right. The floorboard might have been used as a seesaw.
Or just kept it to seesaw, but I guess that would have been too easy. I mean, once you see all those E's and a W, you're like, oh yeah, I know what this is going to be.
A seesaw?
The crosspiece at one end of the floorboard had been cut off. The other two crosspieces holding up that board were close to the cage. Meaning, if you were to apply force to the end of the floorboard with no crosspiece, the next crosspiece would act as a fulcrum to turn the floorboard into a lever. A lever capable of lifting up Tenko's entire body.
Her whole body lifted up?
Yeah, that sounds like a seesaw, all right. But why bother lifting Tenko's body?
They couldn't have killed Tenko like that. Unless they use the sickle.
That's exactly it. Using the seesaw trick, it was possible to kill Tenko with a sickle.
Huh? How?
In order for the culprit to kill Tenko with a seesaw trick, the placement of the sickle is the most important factor.
The floorboard seesaw, the cage, and the blood on the white fabric. What conclusions can I draw from this? There's only one place the sickle could have been that's consistent with the evidence. Because what I was thinking earlier was like, oh, they used the sickle from like a gap in the floorboards, like reached up and cut the back of her neck. But yeah, this disproves that. Where was the sickle when Tenko was killed? No. Yeah, the top of the cage.
That's it! The sickle was at the top of the iron cage, with the blade facing down. The reason we didn't see it was because of the fabric covering the cage. Also, the wooden statue kept the blade in place. It's true that the sickle's handle was thick, which made the statue wobble. But the statue's weight kept it from falling over. Once everything was in place, if you stepped hard enough on the seesaw, Tenko's body would have shot upward and hit the blade on the top of the cage. She was bent over, meaning the sickle's blade would have connected with her neck.
The 6-inch sickle blade wasn't long enough to stab Tenko in her crouched position. But with the floorboard acting as a seesaw, it could compensate for the blade's length.
Bringing the victim to the sickle rather than bringing the sickle to the victim. That's definitely an unorthodox idea.
It's crazy, but it would explain how Tenko got stabbed while she was in the cage.
So the sound we heard was the culprit stomping on the floorboard.
That impact make floorboard come loose.
Looks like we got ourselves a good old-fashioned seesaw homicide.
Good old-fashioned. You've seen this before?
Wait, what the hell's a seesaw homicide? That's fucking crazy!
The craziness is what really makes the killing game fun, you know? They can't get away with murder the normal way, so they gotta think outside the box. Kudos, culprit! You did a great job keeping me entertained.
Indeed. Well played, Himiko.
What?
Yeah?
It was you, wasn't it? The one behind the seesaw homicide.
Huh? Why her?
Because she's the only one capable of carrying out this plan.
No, she's not.
The only one? Why's that?
Because this seesaw homicide required its location to be prepared beforehand.
By cutting the crosspiece beneath the floorboard, you mean?
Then the culprit would need to lure their victim into the prepared room. That is why you chose that room for the seance. Is it not, Himiko?
No, because all the rooms were prepared like that. There are 3 empty rooms. Which one shall we use? The middle room. The middle room's always best for stuff like this. It was Kyo.
Himiko was the one who chose the site
He
for the
killed
seance.
Tenko, you son of a bitch. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
She likely found out about my plans for the seance somehow.
You were quite vocal about the seance, Kyo. You even had instructions for it in your lab.
Our culprit, Himiko, prepared her seesaw trap ahead of time. Then she waited for me to host the seance and suggested the middle room. She led us all into holding the seance right where she wanted it. Then, she killed Tenko, all according to plan.
That's a lie, right? Himiko did such a thing?
In the end, Himiko, who Tenko cherished and loved, tragically killed her.
Wait! We don't know that, right? He's wrong, right, Himiko? Himiko would never kill Tenko, right?
Kill Tenko? I killed Tenko?
Himiko?
What's wrong, Himiko?
It is true that using the middle room was Himiko's idea, but does that mean Himiko really killed Tenko? Would something like that really happen? Something so cruel. We're going to the intermission off of that? Okay. But no, like, Kyo, I'm highly suspicious of him. But we're going to continue along next time. I mean, this was actually like a long half of a trial. We're 2 hours in. But also, I had a lot of interruptions this recording session, so I don't know. Yeah, I still think it was Kyo. Anyway, I'm about to cut up the recording just in case something bad happens, and I guess I'll continue along in this sitting to record the rest. Sure would be nice if I could take a break so I could actually upload other stuff, but alright, fine, whatever it is, what it is. You know, Spike Chunsoft, you could have had a patch by now, whatever. Thank you all for watching, have a great day, and see you next time for some more Let's Play Danganronpa V3, Killing Harmony, where we take Kyo to justice. He's the primest of prime suspects, but the motive isn't quite there. The only other one I can think of is Kibo. But once again, the motive isn't there. The only motive I can think of for Kyo is that, like, no, I don't want to do, like, no, Necronomicon to speak to the dead. No, I don't want to do that. I want to do a caged child ritual because I've always read about it. Wait, no, but that only says why he would want to do the ritual for the seance, not why he specifically would have wanted to kill. I don't know, the motive for everything is, like, throwing me off here. I honestly don't know what that could be. But yeah, see you all next time for more of this game right here. Goodbye.
Danganronpa.